Hey guys, I'm the main Nova and welcome back to another story time. In this story, I'm going to tell you guys how I almost lost this finger right here because I had to get stitches right here. Yeah, right here. Not sure if you guys seen that or not. Very faded, but there is a scar there. I was at work one day and we had to flip a pig upside down. I work at a slaughter plant, by the way. I had to flip a pig upside down. We accidentally cut the head off. At that point, we had to hang it by the jowls. Where I had my hand, it wasn't in the right place. I had my hand kind of like this, holding the jowl. When I went to go and cut into it, I went like that, and I felt my knife cut myself. It didn't hurt. I didn't think anything of it. I thought I could go back to work. So after I just quickly rinsed it down, took some blood off it, I cleaned it a bit, started going back to work, and I could barely move my finger. Once I took my gloves off, I looked, it's like, oh yeah. I had to go and get stitches because the cut was very deep. I could actually see my bone, which was cool. I was actually entertained by looking at my bone the entire time. I'm just going like this, looking at my bone. I didn't know at the time that I almost lost my finger. They rushed me to the hospital. We were waiting. Once they took me in, I had a male doctor. And if you've seen my last Storytime video, I told you guys that it's going to be a very entertaining story, so let's get into it. The male doctor I had, I don't think he knew what he was doing because he knew nothing about the freezing. He said, oh yeah, when I put the freezing in, it will kick in right away. My dumbass believed it. I was in pain the entire time there because once he put the freezing in, he puts the first stitch in. I'm just like this. I'm like, my entire face is red. I'm going like this, holding myself back, and I said, if I punch you, it's not my fault. I literally said, I'm going to either punch you or hit something. He puts the second stitch in. I'm just going like, oh. I'm just holding back. My family members just laughing because my entire face is just red. I felt every stitch go in. At least there was only 5, not a lot, but I felt all 5 go in. I'm just like, just holding myself back like that. As soon as he puts the third stitch in, I'm like, ugh. Because the fourth and fifth stitch didn't hit in after. That wasn't painful, I meant. It wasn't painful at all. I almost punched the doctor. He said if you would have punched me, you were not allowed to come back to this hospital. I'm like, it wasn't my fault. You didn't let the freezing kick in. As soon as he put all 5 stitches in, I'm like, but this happened 2-3 days before Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving note. This is in October when this happened. Let's just say the doctor also said I came just less than a centimeter away of cutting the main nerve to the finger. And note, this doctor was a prick. Everything he was saying to me, he was saying with an attitude. He was just not nice. He said it would not hurt one bit because the freezing kicks in. He just forces the needle and the stitches into my hand and I'm just like in pain. He's kind of enjoying it. It's like, I know when I tell stories, it's all over the place. That's my ADHD. Because since I'm ambidextrous, I tend to use both hands doing a lot. So I actually prefer using my left hand over my right hand. The only thing I can't do with my left is write with it. but I can use both hands, so I just had to get used to being right-handed for the entire time until they had to take the stitches out. But we took the stitches out at home. Wasn't a problem. The only reason why we took the stitches out at home is I didn't want to wait. Would have been pointless. I would have wasted a few hours of my time or the entire day depending on how many people were at the hospital. So you know what? It was just better to take them out at home. And I was still living with my mom at the time, so it was kind of an entertaining time that time. It was actually quite hard doing things. Coming close to losing my finger didn't really bother me. I was actually really entertained by seeing my own bone. That's the only good part about this story. The entire time at the hospital, my face is red. I'm holding myself back, trying not to punch this doctor who had an attitude, and he was a prick too. He really didn't care if he put me in pain. All he cared about is himself. I almost punched him, so I kind of wish I did punch him. My reflexes almost made me punch him. The freezing not kicking in at all. I felt every stitch go in. But yeah, that's the story of how I almost lost my finger. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, and I will be back soon. Peace.